Politics is the way society is organized and power is exercised. Power is exercised everywhere, even in your bedroom. So to that extent, there is politics all the time. At the end of the day, whether it is domestic, public, or private, at the end of the day, be just, be fair, be reasonable, be humane. Okay? So all you need to do is be watchful and have your ears open. And if you are just, I go to sleep every day so peaceful because I know there is nobody outside waiting for me that I did something wrong. That's how peaceful I am. I go to sleep every day so peacefully. I've not stolen anybody's thing, anything. My clients, not stolen a dime since I started practice in 1995 before many of you were conceived. I have never been investigated by the Law Society of Ontario. That's an excellent record in terms of being taken to the Law Society for discipline. I have no disciplinary record. Okay? No matter which court, Miguna gets cleared because I'm so clean and I keep my records. I have receipts. I will not tell you that I've not made mistakes. I told you that I have, right? And I've been betrayed. And there are things that I've done that maybe people will also criticize, isn't it? That is to be human, because we are not perfect. That's where I start. I intend to dismantle the colonial state, restructure a new republic with an organic, indigenous structures. What do I mean by that? When the British came to Kenya, they did not come there to settle for purposes of making Kenya a society that would thrive and prosper. They came there to extract. They came to, first of all, to colonize, meaning to turn us into their own slaves so that we could work for free, and they can take our land and natural resources without compensation and then enrich their own countries. So when they brought the security apparatus, say the police, the armed forces, the police, the intelligence, the military, they were supposed to help them extract raw resources and labor for the benefit of the empire. That is what has continued. When independence came, we just transferred the power from the British white man to a black man. But the relationship, the social relation between the citizen and the governors remained the same.
Right.
The extraction, instead of the British man extracting and taking to Britain to build and prosper the empire, it is now the Kenyan man and woman doing it against each other. So we have less than 1% that became the colonial master, that has grabbed all the land, that is taking all the labor and making a profit out of it, and then stashing most of it abroad and some of it within for the benefit of their families. And they are less than 1%. Ruto belongs to that 1%. Raila belongs to that 1%. All these families belong to that percentage. The rest of the population are the chattel slaves. You are all just supposed to be slaves. Whatever you do, you are serving the same master. That relationship must be dismantled. It is the same reason why when Kenyans are demonstrating, the policeman feels that protecting a shop is more important than shooting a citizen. So that life is less important because to them, they are trained and institutionally, They believe that the person with wealth and power is the owner of the country, not the citizen of the street. Okay? That has to change. That mentality must change. And it cannot change if you do not dismantle this thing. We never did. We never dismantled it in 1964, 1963. We have never dismantled it. We talk about the Constitution. The Constitution does not enforce itself. You see, I get court orders. How do I make sure that the court orders are enforced and people get what the courts have issued to them if the police are not going to do it? Because the police won't. I have orders against Matiang'i. I can't collect because Ruto is protecting Matiang'i. Why do you think Ruto protects Matiang'i? Because they belong to the same club. Ruto will be so happy if Matiang'i is president because they're the same, but we will continue complaining. If Matiang'i is president today, you will complain the same way you are complaining against Ruto. If any of these thugs, except for Marat, if any of them took power, you will complain, and there will be no change. You see, at least Maraga is a good Christian and actually obeys God. And is not corrupt. So to that extent, he's good. The only difference I have with it, he respects the colonial state. That is the only reason why I'm standing. Because I've poked him, I've prodded him to see if he can go beyond the colonial state. He can't. See, there are people like that. They have limitation, philosophical, ideological limitations. They see this state as a leviathan that is all arcing. And I tell him, look, you can't say that you will let institutions run when most, if not all, these institutions have just abused Kenyans. These institutions have tortured Kenyans, have committed extrajudicial killings. You cannot respect that. You have to dismantle them. They cannot work the way they have been working. We cannot accept that. But that's too radical for him. Do you understand?
Yes.
And you see, that is the reason why Traore is making changes in Burkina Faso more than all of them. Because he's brave enough to confront the colonial edifice, the colonial state, and try to dismantle it for the benefit of the people. You have to do that. Otherwise, we will just be talking, and we are talking rubbish. These laws, some of the laws, need not be there in the statute books. The Chiefs Authority Act is still there in the Kenyan statute books. The same thing the British used to destroy Kenyans.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It has been so much fun. Thank you for all the and everything.